Okay, so here we are with Tim McCollum, owner of Revolve Residential, one of the top residential developers in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're at his luxury boutique development on Waco Street, and we're going to talk about this deal as well as others. So Tim, thanks for sitting down and talking with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So let's jump right into it. And before we even get into Waco Street, what is your approach to real estate? Because whenever your name comes up in the industry, really I tell people, Tim goes to the projects, Revolve goes to the projects that most people will run from. And you know, the reason I know that is from personal experience. We're working on a deal right now that I looked at with several other developers prior to being introduced to you, and they didn't know how to figure out the site. There were site configurations, environmental issues, challenges with the site. So what is your real approach to differentiating when you evaluate real estate?
Yes, you know, each of those sites, when they have challenges that are part of them, I see that as an opportunity. One of the things that's great about my business model is that I really formulate the product and the solution to the specific challenges when the opportunities that are there. So each time I take a site, I'm not looking to apply a widget that I already have and trying to force something. It's saying, well, what fits this site really well? And then let's create a solution to that's the best solution possible.
Yeah, for sure. And so let's talk about the real estate of Waco Street, where we're sitting today. This is an outstanding location, infill location in the Cherry neighborhood, close to Midtown, close to Uptown, South End, everything, really the best parts that Charlotte has to offer. So obviously that's an appealing aspect to this real estate, but what else was appealing for you about this?
Yeah, Waco Street's where I got my start. Revolve Residential started on the street 9 years ago when I put 5 lots under contract. This site that we sit on today was woods that 9 years ago I looked at and I said, one day I want to build on that lot. And it took almost a decade to come back over here and to do the houses here. This lot is fantastic because you've got a stream on the back side, you've got city views on the front side, and you're just a couple hundred yards from the Sugar Creek Greenway. So it was a fun project to come back full circle and to get back to the street where it all started for me.
Yeah, and what was really the inspiration behind these homes? You have 4 homes here. The layouts, the floor plans are not identical, but they're similar, but the exterior is very different. Each one is really curated differently. So what was really the inspiration for these 4 different builds?
Yeah, well, we took this street and we looked at it and we said, we've got a really challenging site. You've got some parking requirements for 2 parking spaces outside and a 2-car garage. And it is a pretty small footprint that you're left with for what you can work with. Fortunately, I had a plan that we had built that was a similar sort of concept, and we're able to take that plan and create an entire new street elevation where we have a farmhouse inspired house, a prairie inspired house, a mid-century modern, and then a modern house. So what we were able to do in essence is create almost a timeline of architecture on the street with what's in essence the same floor plan, but from the street you wouldn't really capture that. And then inside the homes, I styled each of the houses inside to match the outside. So each house has its own aesthetic that we use different fixtures and finishes and window configurations to accomplish, creating 4 distinct houses that are almost replications of the same plan. Doing the kind of work that I do, creating very distinctive places, it does narrow down your marketplace on who is going to be interested in your product. But my goal has always been to be able to create places that people would love and that they would find inspiration from. So I don't need 100 people, I just need 1 person per house. And if that 1 person, when they walk in that door, they're moved, then they'll say yes to the house. And I want people to be moved by the house because I want the homes to be able to impact their lives.
And you know what the irony of that is? And you and I haven't even talked about this, but Lumina, for example, I don't know where, I don't know what number project that was for you, but I think you may have started selling that a few years ago in like the mid-3s. And now you look at Lumina now, it's 7 townhomes, correct? It's besides Seoul and South End, so a lot of people drive by or know where Lumina is, but now they're selling in like the 7s, right? So I think that's the irony of your really strategic approach.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, Lumina was actually quite a while ago. We forget how quickly time passes. That was 2015. That was a very different time in South End. It took us several months to get our required pre-sales for our bank. which is pretty wild in South End now. I mean, most of the time you can release a project and sell it out as quickly as you want. Where at the time, it was a battle to get sales. We were giving concessions, giving away appliances to get people to sign up to buy a townhome from a guy that had never done townhomes before. And we were feeling fantastic about these townhomes selling in the mid-4s. And now we look at sales happening at $750,000, and it's just mind-blowing. It's fantastic. It's incredibly rewarding when you finish a project. It's more rewarding when you see the home values do really well, and the people that believed and invested and bought into the vision of what you were doing, to see those people succeed is probably the most rewarding thing there is in real estate.
Yeah, that's really cool. We need a chart that shows Revolve Residential appreciation versus the market appreciation. Because I mean, Lumen has almost doubled. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's really neat to see, and we've done some comparisons, and it's nice to see our projects outperforming our competitors.
Yeah, and so speaking of other projects, Atlas in NODA, your Atlas community, it won the Best in American Living Award by the National Association of Home Builders. That's a very prestigious award. For those who don't know, there's only been one other project in the last decade in the state of North Carolina that has won that award. So what was the significance of winning that award for you and really your platform moving forward?
Oh man, I mean, to have that level of recognition for the work that you do it's incredibly validating. That project in particular was, there was a lot of sleepless nights on that one. There was a lot of conversations with my wife